The Principal Auditor believes there are around 44 government-owned companies and a further 24 under the Gibraltar Development Corporation. He highlights that these entities handle thousands of transactions involving millions of pounds in taxpayer money. Although external firms conduct financial audits, the Principal Auditor points out that these don't cover compliance or value for money. As a result, he says certain aspects on the workings of a company can go unnoticed. Furthermore, private firms report directly to company shareholders and not to Parliament, which limits public scrutiny and accountability. Tony Sacramento says it therefore makes sense for the Principal Auditor to be made statutorily responsible for auditing government-owned companies, as is the case with public accounts. Crucially, this would mean the audits are tabled in Parliament, thus ensuring greater transparency and accountability. He cites one example that was brought to his attention 4 or 5 years ago, claiming the government ordered an internal investigation into Gibraltar Joinery and Building Services Limited, GJBS. Although he admits he wasn't privy to the information, he says he learned that 2 experienced civil servants conducted the investigation and that they allegedly uncovered numerous instances of inappropriate proceedings and unethical behaviour within the company. However, since the findings were only shared internally within the government, they were not made public. Had the Principal Auditor carried out the investigation, he says the results would have been reported to Parliament and subsequently to the public and the taxpayer. Mr. Sacramento says this is public money that has not been made good use of. GBC reached out to GJBS for comment, but the company referred us to number 6 Convent Place. In response to our questions, the government confirmed that an extensive investigation into the company did take place and involved civil servants and the Financial Secretary, but found no evidence of misuse of public funds. The investigation attributed financial losses to exchange rate fluctuations and apparent sabotage by disgruntled subcontractors. Since then, GJBS has focused on public sector projects, operating under a renewed management team and improved procedures to prevent further losses. The government also points out that much of this section of the former Principal Auditor's report is based on hearsay, claiming this reflects his bias and a lack of objectivity. It further accuses Tony Sacramento of overstepping his authority, calling it inappropriate and politically motivated. In May 2021, the Chief Minister told Parliament the government had loaned GJBS £23 million in financial assistance since 2019. At the time, 10% had already been repaid.